Hi everyone, this is Jenny Smith, and I'm going to go over the collaborative tool called Seesaw. So for Seesaw, let me get to this page real quick. The pricing for the basic Seesaw application or app, it can also be an app on your mobile phone, it's free forever. So you have tools to capture, organize, and share student learning. And then there's Seesaw Plus, which is advanced tools for assessment, which is awesome, teacher notes, and then there's classes, $120 per teacher per year, and then Seesaw for School, which is price per student. I know this is what my school district has for Seesaw, or at least my elementary school has, and it's fantastic. Let's back to my slides. So the collaborative outcomes, I said there's shared resources, brainstorming, reflecting, outreach, and authentic learning, and problem solving, and even the monster pair share that was mentioned in the book can be done on Seesaw. And I'll just go over a few of these real quick because I have a lot to say and I'm trying to get this in a short video. So for Seesaw, so for shared resources, if you go to the share create activity, there's an entire thousands of activities that you can do. There's a Seesaw library, which has every activity that was ever created by a teacher, as long as they made it public on Seesaw. You can do it by grade. As you can see, it goes all the way up to 12th grade. There's all subjects, and these are all activities that are already created that you can just click on, hit share, and if you have the school-wide Seesaw, you can schedule it for a future date, which is fantastic. So all those resources are there to share with school, students, and other teachers. And then for brainstorming, I already have an activity up here that I share with my students. This is a demo class, so this has none of my students on it, but it's called My List, and you can use it to make a brainstorm of ideas for writing. This can be used as beginning of the year's activity for writing ideas, and then students can share it with you, and you can look at it a little bit later. And then there's the outreach and authentic learning. So for my students, I did what if you had animal eyes or animal ears. What they did was they clicked on the link, which can be embedded. There's YouTube, any other websites that you can think of can be embedded into Seesaw. They click on the link, they watch the video, then they take a selfie. They use the tool to draw animal ears that they want to have, and then they record why. So again, the deeper meaning or the deeper thinking, recording why you want those animal ears, using facts from the book, things like that. And then when they submit it, it pops up on the journal, which I did 2 of my own. So back to this. And then we also did, you can also do, I shared a link to National Geographic, so my students were able to click on the link. It takes them to National Geographic for Kids, and they get to pick their animal. They get to look at all the animals they wanted, and it's really fun, great resource. You can share any links to do any outreach to any other resources. Next is problem solving. So for math, I shared an example on with my demo student. What I did was I shared the problem. Then the students have to solve it using pictures or tools or emojis. They can do whatever. It can be pretty fun. And then they can record their answer. So that's a really great way to get students to be engaged. You can set your direction. So for here above, write down the math problem. In the green box, record your voice while you solve the problem using a thin pen. You can take your time, write the answer to the math problem. So again, like you can use emojis, you can use just pictures, you can draw shapes, all kinds of fun things, and you can do it while you're recording your voice. Pretty cool. And the monster pair share is pretty much the same thing as this, like record while you're making your monster, talking about it, and then you can share it and upload it. And then it's done right on Seesaw, and students can comment on other students' posts. So you can comment right here, blah, 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 great job, I loved your monster, or I loved how you solved 7 plus 15. You can also record what you thought to the person. You can like it. There's this really cool feature. It's private teacher comments. This one is one of the best. I can talk about it a little bit later. And then you can save it into a file. So you can file everything by subject, file everything by student. There's all different ways to do that. So back to my slides real quick. Just explaining what I talked about. Is it synchronous or asynchronous? I said to be more asynchronous. There's no features to foster immediate feedback by voice, video chat, or IM. It's all, you submit it, and then the teacher can look at it later. You can be sitting there waiting for your students to submit everything so you can send back to them your thoughts and comments if that's how you want it to be set up. But there's no like immediate chat. You'd have to comment, wait for the student to get the notification, and then they'd have to reply back. So again, teachers and students can comment after students post their final product. So some of the challenges and benefits in Chapter 5 went along with this. So the privacy issues that need to be addressed up front, being safe on the internet, things like that. And students can peer into each other's, for example, if there were more students here, I could click on more students and check out their folders. Sometimes some students are not okay with that because they want their things to be more private. I'm not exactly sure if there's a way to keep it private. And then you'd really have to discuss what's appropriate and inappropriate to post. So like comments, making sure that they're good comments and not mean ones. Lack of structure and accountability can result in less participation. So I'm not exactly sure either if there's a way to make sure that all your students have submitted their work, but there could be a problem with accountability in that. The benefits is that students that are quiet will feel less put on the spot. They can find a quiet spot to record themselves. Yeah. And then students can take their time and be more thoughtful. When students are able to comment on each other's posts, there's a sense of community. And again, it's a great feature to foster that community. But teachers need to approve all the comments. You can turn that feature on where you have to approve what the students say in order for somebody else to see it. Effective association. Students can do introduction activities like the one we did here in our class. It can help others to learn more about them. Students are able to comment and like each other's posts, and then to build community cohesion, just like in this class, students can comment and view others' posts, and then you can have your students do an activity where it's another Seesaw activity, and they pick somebody to find something that they have in common and something that they don't have in common. Interaction intensity. Students can post several times a day. You can have multiple activities to do in one day. And then it's great for pre-formative and summative assessments. They can do KWL charts. You can have them in the middle of a lesson. Hey, get on here and look at this. See what you just learned. It can be a perfect summative assessment. When you go back to your seat, grab an iPad and do the exit ticket before you start other work. And then instructor involvement. Teacher can comment and discuss answers with students publicly or in a private protected mode. Again, that private teacher protective mode is really great. In my classroom, I use Seesaw for almost everything. Worksheets can be submitted right on to Seesaw, and then it's right on my phone. I can check it later. I have to log home all these papers. It's easy access to standards. I love the standards on there. My school uploaded all of our standards, so it's really easy. You can connect an activity to a standard, and then it's uploaded into a file for that. So it's not only just in your students' portfolio, it's also in a folder tucked away somewhere safe that matches that standard, which is amazing. You can use it for progress monitoring. I love this one. I'll show you real quick. I have an activity that you can have a student read a book to you. There's other ones. There's ones that have students that have paragraphs and stories on the activity already. The student just records himself reading, and at that minute mark, you can see how many minutes they read per minute. So that's really, really great for fluency. This one's a book highlight. So they read the story to you, they record their story, and then they tell you about their favorite part, and then one of the favorite things that the character said in the story. So it's a really great feature to have to do for timed readings and timed math sheets. Again, holding students accountable. I double check to make sure all my students have it. I have a check sheet. I have not looked into making sure to see if there's any check sheets on Seesaw. I have to talk to some other teachers about that, but and then give students time to process and submit quality work. And then, again, for me, like I didn't turn on the comments for my students this year. It's my first time actually using Seesaw in my classroom like this. So I wasn't really sure how I wanted to go about doing the comments, if I wanted my students to have comments or not, so I just turned the comments off. And that's something that going into next year I can maybe turn on and feel a little bit more confident about talking to them about comments. So overall, that's Seesaw, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thanks.